Hey everybody, welcome to Post to Post. If you're new, my name is Neil. Happy Black Friday. I'm releasing this a little bit earlier on a Friday than I normally do. Typically, every single Friday on the channel we talk jersey concepts, but I don't usually publish the video till later in the day, like supper time-ish. I guess that's relative. Supper time, my time, which is around 5 p.m. Not Eastern, Atlantic, which is an hour ahead of Eastern. But today's a special day. Today's Black Friday, and Sports Templates has an amazing deal going on. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But first, I just wanted to note to you guys, I've created my own concepts. Only two, okay? I took the Coachella Valley Firebirds for the AHL, the new team, and I created two concepts. I released that video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, we'd love it if you could go check it out. Give me some feedback on those jerseys. We'd love to hear your thoughts. On to the Sports Templates, on to the Black Friday. 40% off, guys. 40% off, site-wide. This sale only happens once a year. They don't do any other sales the rest of the year, okay? This is basically it, 40% off, and it's a good one. And it's not just for one template. It's not just for two template. It's store-wide. Every single template. You could buy every template and save 40% on every single one. So if you've looked in the past and you thought, you know what, it's a little bit expensive for me. It's a little bit too rich for my blood. Not today. Today is a very good deal, a very great time to buy the template and just to have fun. Explore your creativity. Maybe you already have Photoshop. Maybe you've been wanting to get it and you've needed some encouragement. This sale is some pretty good encouragement, and you don't have to get the jersey template like the one we're going to look at in this video. There are other templates that are actually just coming out today. There's a brand new hockey template today, guys. It is a flat lay design. It kind of looks like their the football one. They have a flat lay football one that's been out for a while, and they've made a hockey version of that. So, which is pretty cool. Would love to see some designs start to come in from this new flat lay design, and that 40% off applies to this brand new template which launches today. There's no better time to buy the template than, number one, it's new as of right today, and number two, you save 40%. So I mean, just if you're considering it, if you're considering it for a while, today is the day. There's no other way to put it. Today's the day. They've got other templates on the site as well, not just hockey. Like I said, football as well, soccer, baseball, basketball, all the good stuff. So today we're looking at hockey jersey concepts, a sports template, and Drake is the designer today. I'm not sure if we looked at Drake's work in the past, but I did vet a couple of them that he sent in this lot. So I think I've seen the first two, but everything after that is going to be a bit of a surprise for me. It's going to be a reaction video. You and I are going to react together to these jerseys and have some fun and critique them and go from there. So let's take a look at what Drake has in store for us. Let's get going. And of course, we're starting off with Anaheim, which comes first as far as abbreviations. And this is, like I said, I saw the first two, so this is one I did see before. And I remember opening this when they came in and looking at it and being like, dang, that blue with the orange, with the black, contrasted with the white highlights, looks very good. Like, I am a big fan of this jersey. And I never would have, like, this is the best part about doing this. It's just like seeing all your creativity. I have ideas in my head for jerseys, but sometimes you just see a jersey or a color combination or an innovative decision or something by a designer, and you're like, damn, like that looks really good. How did I not think of that? Like, they just nailed it. So I think Drake nailed it here. I think this is a really, really cool, maybe not design. The design isn't necessarily innovative as far as Anaheim. They've kind of used similar striping and patterns before, but the color choice and specifically the shade of blue that was chosen here to match up with the orange and the black, just a really, really cool, interesting decision. And I think when I think California, I don't necessarily think of specific colors, but they're two vibrant colors, orange and blue. And when I do think California, I think vibrant. So yeah, I mean, even the colors kind of go in line within a California team, which is Anaheim. So really good decision here, a really good start to this set. Well done, Drake. And the second one is going to be Arizona. So this is the other one that I saw, and this is where I stopped. I mean, I saw the first one, and I'm like, okay, new designer, looked at it, looks good, looks really good. Let's move on just to test another one. Looked at this one. Dang, this is going to be a good set. So I really like this one a lot. Just a really cool decision using that purple, almost a mix between the reverse retro and the Kachina and the previous brand Home and Away with previous logo. So just a really cool jersey. I would love for them to come out with maybe a kind of an alternate or something like this, even though it would almost be walking back on their brand slightly. I like the addition of the orange in there, and yeah, it's just a really, really, really well-made jersey. The neck is a little aggressive with that pattern, but overall, really cool Arizona Coyotes concept. So it's all new from here. It's going to be Boston next. Let's take a look. Oh, a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie. My hopes are up from those first two. But you guys know me, right? I don't really like yellow as the primary color for a lot of jerseys. Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't. It just personally doesn't work here for me. But I like the classicness of this jersey, the lovely white stripe on the front of their jerseys. Boston uses that in a lot of their jerseys. It's not as square along the edges as it is here, but it still looks very good. Shoulder patch looks great on the black and the shoulders. The B looks great on the front. The striping on the arms is great. Just not a fan of the yellow. That's really what it comes down to. Next up is going to be Buffalo, I think. Okay, not really a shocker here. I've kind of seen very similar concepts in the past. This is basically the perfect Buffalo Sabres jersey in my opinion. Love the goat head logo. Beautiful royal blue colors. Shoulder patch is fine. I kind of miss the Buffa slug though. I know I'm so much in the minority when it comes to the Buffa slug. There's going to be a day when it comes back. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Carolina. Oh, that charcoal gray. I don't mind it in the logo. I'm not sure if I like it on the jersey though. It's almost a bit overpowering. And an interesting decision as well to change up the colors of the state flag on the shoulder. Now, the Hurricanes have done that in the past, but they've grayed out, they've desaturated it completely, and had it fade into the alternate jersey. I don't think that they would bring attention to it in the sense where they wouldn't fade it in. They would keep it at 100% transparency, but also change the colors. That kind of feels wrong to me. It's so bright. It's such a bright red. You're almost like trying to draw attention to it, and they're very proud of their flag, and they should be. It's an amazing flag. So changing the colors almost feels wrong in this sense if you're trying to draw attention to it. The numbers look good, but yeah, the charcoal gray could be a miss for me. Should be Columbus next. Yes, it's Columbus, and it's really hard to screw up a Columbus concept. I mean, they have amazing color combinations. They can do white. They can do 2 shades of blue. They can do the off-white. They've got the cannon. They've got the chevrons, the stars. Like, there's so much to work with Columbus. Plus the original history when they first came in the NHL. Just really interesting jersey history. So he's done a wonderful job here. A little aggressive on the bottom middle of the jersey, but I like the arms. I like the stars. Obviously, the logo and the decision for the off-white. Really good concept. Next up is Calgary, I think. Yes, it is. And this is basically the reverse retro, except for the logos have been swapped. I believe the numbers are a little bit different. I think the numbers are different. I don't have the Calgary reverse retro, and I can't recall exactly what it looks like, but not too bad. I kind of missed the full colorization going down from those stripes all the way down like the original Blasty jersey, but yeah, not bad. Next is Chicago. Ooh, love the stripes in behind here. That is a really cool decision. The shoulder patch looks amazing on black. The neck is slightly aggressive. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if every stripe was at 50% or 20% transparency or something, I'm not sure how that would look. I'd have to really see it to fully visualize it. But it feels a little aggressive around the neck, but I love it in behind there. And this is overall a pretty nice Blackhawks jersey. Should be Colorado next. Yo, what? Dude, this is that sounds like I said dude. I didn't say dude. I said dude. Dude, this is a rockin' jersey. Wow, this should have been the reverse retro. This is incredible. The burgundy and the blue from the Colorado Avalanche, but the design and stylization from the Nordiques. Obviously, the bottom of the jersey is a little bit different, but adding in a bit of an angle there to kind of represent the mountain region. It's always a little risky to put a point in the middle of the jersey right above the penile region, but I like this jersey a lot. This is one of the absolute best mashups between the Nordiques and the Colorado Avalanche I've ever seen in a jersey concept. This is fantastic. An incredibly well executed jersey design here, Drake. Just a wonderful job. Next, Dallas. Okay, so it's kind of the reverse retro, except the dark version of it, or the black version, and it's definitely better. I mean, it's absolutely better than that reverse retro. Shoulder patch is interesting. It's been altered, it seems. Now, I will say that this isn't the exact jersey that it's been a long day. That the majority of you want. I get to read a lot of comments, so I understand what the majority wants. I'm in that really lucky position doing this channel and making these videos. And I know a lot of people want that 90s design to come back, and they love the star, but they want the kind of proper colorization from top to bottom. And while this doesn't have it, it is still pretty acceptable. I think if they came out with this jersey, people would really like it. So again, good job on this one, Drake. Next is Detroit. Whoa! The D on the shoulder, the gray. Yeah, usually I'm not a fan of that, but I actually kind of think it works here a little bit. I'm all about balance. I'm really overcritical when it comes to symmetry and balance, and I think Drake's done probably the most logical decision here with the balance as far as the white. So the white in the neck, the white in behind in the stripe in the logo, and the white in the bottom. However, I feel like the stripe at the bottom of the jersey is thicker than it should be, or maybe shouldn't be there at all. Typically, as far as balance, in most cases rather, I would suggest that you should put some white along the bottom of the jersey to contrast nicely with the middle stripe in the neck. But I feel it's almost distracting here, and I don't really have a specific reason why. It just my eye just kind of goes down a little bit. So maybe adding a bit of white at the bottom of the sleeves would help even that out slightly, because the bottom of the jersey doesn't technically match where the sleeves are gray all the way down, and the middle goes red and then white. So I'm thinking gray, red, gray, or change the sleeves to kind of match a little bit. I'm not sure. What do you guys think about this one, though? Detroit's always a tricky one for sure. Okay, next up is the Oilers. A very typical concept that people like to create. The cog is an iconic part of the Edmonton Oilers history. Some absolutely hate it. Some absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of it, so I always like seeing these concepts. But nothing too new here. Just a really good cog concept. Next is Florida. Whoa. This is highly aggressive. Typically, I'm a big fan of the Miami Vice colors when it comes to Florida. I mean, you can see it, the colors in my background and my logo. Obviously, you guys are familiar with the bit of a change going on there. I think this one's going to be a miss for me, actually. I don't know if it's the shoulders or the stripe in behind. I think it might be the stripe in behind that's kind of losing me a little bit, because the logo is colorized to kind of match that blue, same blue. That awesome logo gets lost, I think, in that backing stripe. So I might remove that, but it's a really cool concept regardless. Like, this would be an interesting maybe like specialty jersey or something. But yeah, cool. Okay, should be LA next. It is LA next, and this is not identical to something they've used in the past, but there's points of their history or points of their design library that he's pulled here to make this jersey happen. And I think if they did come out with something like this, it would be well received. The logo feels slightly big. I don't know if it's just I don't know. I mean the logo on this jersey is huge. It's actually uncomfortable to wear, so maybe he sized it properly here. But the first thing I did notice was maybe the logo's a little bit big, but the shoulder patch looks great. The numbers look good. I don't know if they would look better in white. He probably did make the right decision in keeping them black. Contrast nicely with the purple. A decent concept for sure. Next is Minnesota. Whoa, a black Minnesota jersey. This one's tricky because the green that they use, which is identical, if not very similar to the green that he's used here, is a bit of a darker green. So to contrast that with the black, maybe slightly risky, especially when you're going to use the off-white or cream as well. You don't have that white to make it pop a little bit more than it should. So an interesting decision. It is absolutely not my favorite wild concept that I've seen, but it is a really cool like stepping stone. I think you could really build off that. Typically, I would prefer the cream color or the off-white, but I think in this instance where the green is so dark, I might prefer white here. So that's a rare opinion, I guess, from me. But let's move on. Montreal. Now, this is something that I can get behind. We've seen similar concepts like this in the past. We've seen the M, we've seen the maroon, we've seen similar striping, but the addition of the fleur-de-lis, even though the Nordiques may have a problem with that, or the Avalanche rather, I love it. I love having those on there, and the off-white looks so good. So this is a wonderful design. I'm a big fan of this as a Canadiens fan. Even though that I'm wearing Winnipeg, if you're new, I switch up jerseys every video. Next is the Devils. Well, I mean, that wasn't hard to be any better than the alternate that was just released. This isn't the best jersey concept I've ever seen from Jersey, but it is so much better than the one that was released. It's a two-tone jersey. There's no white, there's black, and then there's red. And this, although it doesn't match their brand that well, it is still so much closer and so much better than the one that they released. So I have to like it because of what was just released. So next should be Nashville. It is Nashville, no yellow. That's what I'm talking about. This is very strong. This is a very strong concept. One small little tiny gripe. There's so much colorization of the blue, that secondary blue in the bottom middle of the jersey, but there's none in the sleeves. It feels very middle heavy on the bottom. So I'd almost add just like that little thin stripe, that little thin section at the bottom of the sleeve. I would make that the same color blue just to kind of balance out the bottom a little bit. But this is such a good concept. Moving on is the Islanders. We've seen so many fisherman concepts. I can't keep track of which one I like the most because they're all so amazing. I love the Fisherman. I know a lot of people hate it, but I'm a big fan of it, so I'm going to not spend too much time on this one. It's amazing. The Rangers. Oh, cool. Okay. Really cool mix-up of a couple of jerseys. Going with the home jersey, changing the blue to the reverse retro blue, using the reverse retro logo, which is the Liberty logo, and then changing the front of the shoulders to match the away current jersey. So there's a lot going on here. It doesn't look totally different than what they use now, but it is very different in a lot of aspects. And I think this is pretty much a perfect design for a Rangers home jersey, in my opinion. I would love to see them come out with something like this. So Drake, I think he hit a home run here. I really like this one a lot. Next is Ottawa. Whoa, what is this? This is very aggressive. This is probably the first one that I actually really dislike. This is just too aggressive for me. I don't like the splitting up of that kind of pattern coming down. I think it would look better if that looped into the inside of the arm and both arms kind of come right around. Having it split like that, going down the arm vertically, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, Drake, this one's definitely going to be a miss for me. But I love, this is outside the box. I really appreciate when designers aren't afraid to do something like this. So while I don't like it, and if it existed, I'd probably buy it. I collect jerseys, let's be honest. But even though I don't like it, I so appreciate the want to be innovative and the boldness and the courage to be innovative like this and to put this design out there. Drake didn't design this and think, that's is playing it safe design and people are really going to like this. He designed this and thought, I'm going to try something a little bit different for Ottawa. Maybe some people won't like it, but he wasn't afraid to put it out there. And I have to give a round of applause to any designer willing to do that. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and absolutely there's going to be someone watching this video who adores this jersey, and that's the great part. There's no right or wrong, right? It's all subjective. So although I don't like it, I appreciate the boldness of this Drake. Next is Philadelphia. Instantly, I knew I liked this. No white though. It's a two-tone jersey, so I do, part of me does miss the white. I do miss the white, but yeah, this is an excellent jersey. The numbers in the letter gets lost a little bit. I almost kind of wish that they were orange, but then you couldn't really outline them in anything because you can't outline them in black. The jersey's already black, but there's no white in the jersey, so you couldn't use white. So maybe the decision was correct here to have them in black and outline them in orange. And now I'm rambling. I like the jersey. Let's move on. Pittsburgh. This is great. Going back to the original colors, the best logo that they've used. Not crazy on the striping, but I know that is, part of their past. So while I don't think this is the perfect Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, it is a lovely jersey that I would absolutely buy if they came out with this. Great job. Next is Seattle. Oh, Seattle. Look at this gradient. Dude, look at this gradient. This is very spooky. This is almost like Marvel, maybe not Marvel. I don't know. I'm like Goosebumps or something. It's just... This is almost like spooky, like it's a swamp, close to sunset, and the sun's coming through, and it's getting a little bit eerie, and it's got this green haze. Yeah, I don't know. This is, I don't know if it totally works for what they're going for. They don't really use a lot of green or any green, but this is, just as a jersey individually, it is very cool. Yeah, I like this. I like the attempt here. Maybe not for Seattle, but these two colors together, melding together with this gradient is a really interesting visual. Next is San Jose. Wow, that is a massive orange stripe on the bottom middle of this jersey. I'm gonna remove that. Just get rid of the black, the white, and the orange at the bottom. Have the green move all the way down. Fun fact: the San Jose Sharks away white jersey is the only white jersey to have no colorization along the bottom of it. The white, comes all the way down. There's no stripes at the bottom middle of the jersey, the bottom arms, and that would also be potentially replicated here if you remove the black, the white, and the orange. It would just be green coming all the way down. I'd really like to see that, and I think I wouldn't change anything else about the rest of the jersey. I like the addition of the additional orange from their logo, from their brand, put into this concept, what Drake did here. But like I said, we just remove the bottom of the middle of the jersey, and this would be a strong concept in my opinion. Moving on to St. Louis. Wow, I feel like those are the incorrect shades of blue and yellow. Could just be my screen, but they seem incredibly light for their typical colors. I'm actually not really a fan of this. I think the colors they're so different that I feel like they're wrong, and I just find that almost distracting rather, honestly. So this one's probably going to be a miss for me, actually. Okay, next should be Tampa. It is Tampa. Whoa. Yes. Okay, I like the blue. Blue's my favorite color, but they need more black in their life. Like, they've got the alternate, which is nice, but we need black back in the home, in the away. And this is really cool. I'll say that I love the middle of the jersey. I love the shoulders. The neck is a little aggressive, and the bottom of the jersey is not. How am I going to word this? It's almost too uniform. It's almost too symmetrical. It's too mirrored or something. That shape needs to be replicated in a sense where it's symmetrical but not mirrored. I'm really kind of talking myself in circles here. I'm not sure if that makes sense. I'm not sure how to best describe it. I'm really struggling with trying to find the words or the process in my brain to kind of describe what I mean. But the bottom middle of the jersey just feels wrong. But I love the middle. The numbers, look at the numbers. Those numbers are incredible. Absolutely incredible those numbers are. I wish the C was stylized like that. But really cool concept either way. Next is the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is perfect for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Leafs have used something like this back in the Reebok years, I think for a Winter Classic or Stadium Series game against Detroit. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was a lovely jersey, one of my favorites of all time in their history. So this kind of plays off of that, but also looks very classic and historic at the same time. It almost looks like a Letterman jacket or something. The numbers on the shoulders look so good. This is a strong concept. Big fan of this. It reminds me a little bit of the LA Kings reverse retro in a way, having something right down by the elbow. Typically, I wouldn't be a fan of that because it's, that's a movement part. It's not very common that something goes there like a patch or a numbers or whatever. But I really like it here. Very cool concept. Moving on to Vancouver. Wow. This is quite an interesting jersey. The first thing I thought of was, well, other than this is an interesting jersey, was what color would the pants be? Sometimes I think about that. Would they be blue? Would they be green? Would they be white? Would they be black? This is a hard kind of concept to look at and trying to decide what the other pieces of the uniform would look like. I assume that the pants would be blue gloves, maybe some green socks or primarily green socks, and a blue helmet. But I would love to see a full uniform of this kind of concept. It's not my favorite Canucks concept I've ever seen, but it is very cool. They've used similar stylization in the past. So again, would love to see a full uniform of this. Moving on to Vegas. Very safe jersey concept. Two-tone almost jerseys, a little bit of white in the shoulder patch. Otherwise, very, very safe, very plain, very acceptable jersey concept. Little, maybe a little bit dull. They're Vegas, right? So they want to be aggressive and a little bit different. And maybe this is just a little bit too safe. Next is Winnipeg. The best part about this is the shoulder patches. Those shoulders are perfect. But I think I don't like the rest of the jersey, which is odd for me because I'm wearing Winnipeg. I love their brand. Maybe not their home and away jersey, but every other thing that they come out with it just always looks so good, other than that alternate, I guess. So maybe not. But I think this might be a little bit of a miss for me. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if it's the logo. I don't know if it's the bottom or this line across the front of the shoulders. I'm not sure what it is about this jersey. And sometimes you just can't explain yourself. Sometimes you just get a gut feeling. And I'm not going to beat around the bush and come up with some reason or something like that. Truth is, I don't really know why this isn't working for me. There you have it. Now let's move on to the last one, I think, which is Washington. Oh my God, it is so good. I love this concept. Just hold on a second. So the reason I love this so much is because I'm such a huge fan of this jersey, which was used in, I think, a Winter Classic. I can't remember who they faced in that game, but this is pretty much my all-time favorite Washington Capitals jersey, other than that amazing 90s, early 2000s one that everyone wants back. But this was so different at the time, and it was very well received, but I feel like a lot of people look back on this now and don't really like this. So while the concept that we're looking at here is very similar, it is exactly what I would want them to come back with a current jersey. Maybe throw in the Screaming Eagle there a little bit, or the alternate logo like he's used on here. Very subtle striping in the background, which is nice. The stars on the shoulders, there's stripes on these shoulders in this one. But yeah, this is a wonderful concept. I really like this concept a lot. This is definitely one of the better alternates that I've seen from someone using that kind of that stylization from the jersey that I just shown. So Drake, super impressed. I know there was a couple I didn't like the Ottawa one and the Boston, but overall, man, absolutely killed it. Like, these are some awesome concepts, some of the best concepts I've ever seen from a lot of these teams. So just a fantastic job, Drake. Round of applause for Drake in the comment section. And guys, you know, it's Black Friday, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. 40% off over at Sports Templates right now as you're watching this. Go get some templates, go have some fun, go come up with some concepts, and send them in. Send a full set of NHL jerseys in. The link is down below in the description in how to do that. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you when I talk to you. I'm not sure if there's going to be a video tomorrow or Sunday, but absolutely one Monday. But I'll try to get one out Sunday as well. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you very soon. Subscribe if you're not. Like the video. Talk to you later. Adios.